Shameless self-promotion. So the reason why some of us have so much trouble putting ourselves out there, especially as women, is because we've always been told these kind of messages that nice girls don't. We don't talk about our talents, we don't put ourselves forward, nice girls don't claim their expertise, and we don't speak up, and we certainly don't want to hog the spotlight. We're told it's not ladylike. You may have been told many of these things growing up from friends, family, strangers, teachers. These messages come at us from all over the media as well as from people we know. Stop boasting. No one likes a show off. Bragging is ugly. Oh, she's so up herself. You're all me, me, me. And these are the kind of messages we're getting. So no wonder when it comes to our businesses, we're absolutely terrified to put ourselves out there, to be visible, and to promote ourselves. Because essentially, what we've been told, probably since we could walk and talk, is shut up. You know, as a girl, no one wants to know about you. So this is a quote from the famous speech by Marianne. So this is just a segment of it. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Now, I just want you to pause the video on this slide right now. And I want you to say to yourself, I am brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. Like, I'm serious. Pause the video and say it. I'm going to wait for you. So how did that feel? Hopefully that's given you a little bit of zest and started to undo all that horrible training you've had since birth where you've been told to shut up. This is my version. Much more blunt and much less eloquent. Stop hiding your light under a bushel and wave it in the air like a proper lady. Stop hiding your light. And I know it's difficult. I know you've got years and years and years of, people telling you that it's not ladylike, it isn't nice to be self-promotional and that you're a big old show-off or a narcissist if you show up in the world and are proud of your geniusness. But it's really time, if you want to have a successful business, and not just that, it's not even about your business success. It's about reaching people that need you. How are they going to know you're there if you don't tell them? So it's your duty, when you've got gifts to share with the world, it's your duty to step up and stop hiding that light. Okay? So here's me in one of my finer moments of not hiding my light under a bushel. I used to be a burlesque dancer and I used to get onto stage and take my clothes off and dump a load of glitter all over myself at the same time. And this really gave me such confidence because before then I didn't really have the confidence to promote myself really heavily. But I tell you what, girls, as soon as you've taken your clothes off on stage, everything else becomes a lot easier. And now, obviously, I'm not telling you to go and strip on stage. But, there's probably areas of your life where you do exude confidence. Maybe you're a really confident mother. And I'm not a mother. I'm child-free by choice. But let me tell you, girls, if you've pushed a baby out of your nether regions, oh my goodness, you've done probably like the hardest thing in the entire world. And the scariest thing. I can't imagine doing anything like that. So if you've done that, then you already have the reserves of confidence there. You just need to bring them out. So for me, getting on stage, taking my clothes off, really helped my confidence in other areas of my life. So it's up to you to tap into that and get on your personal stage. You don't necessarily have to cover yourself in glitter and get your tits up, but there'll be a way. Now, this is one phrase that really bugs me and I hear it all over the place. If you build it, they will come. I call bullshit on that one. If you build it, they will not come. They will only come if you're willing to be visible. You have to run around shouting about yourself and then they will come. Obviously, again, you don't have to get naked like this lady. I'm just making a point. But don't believe the hype. If you build it, they will come. It's just not true. You've got to actually put the work in to make people come to you, to be the shiny, shiny, sparkly star that you are, and attract people with your blinding light, geniusness, words of wisdom, whatever it is that you do in your business. That is the stuff you've got to be putting out there. Okay, so why do we need to be visible? Well, let me tell you now. Visibility, it has it has a lot of impact, but here's my top 5 things. One, it builds know, like, and trust. So people buy and get involved with people they know, people they like, and people they trust. And it's hard to get to know you if I don't even know you exist. It's hard to get to like you if I don't know you, and it's certainly hard to get to trust you if I don't either know or like you. So all of these things build up a picture of you being a trusted place to go to. So whether that's you personally or your business, you've got to build know, like, and trust, and you can only do that by being visible. It also keeps you front and center. Now, we live in a fast paced world, and there's nothing faster than social media. You are forgotten in seconds as the next interesting thing pops up. You are forgotten in seconds when someone posts a picture of a fluffy kitten or a little puppy or anything like that, or a hot guy lifting weights or a hot chick, doing squats or whatever. You are pushed out of the picture seconds after you've become visible. So it's an ongoing job to remain visible. So you've got to keep yourself front and center in your clients' minds or your potential clients' minds, because, once you've forgotten, that's it. It's really hard to claw that back again. You have to start all over again. So keep being visible and keep being front and center in their minds, and they will remember you and come to you. Visibility also gathers your tribe because it's putting your personality out in the world so people know whether they like you or not, and they will start to follow you. If you're being completely invisible, how are these lost souls ever going to find you so they can come and be part of your world, part of your tribe, part of your community, and hopefully eventually part of your paying clients? So visibility helps to build your tribe too. You're literally going up and stepping on a podium and gathering people to you in a sort of social media sense. Visibility also helps you have more impact and reach. Unless you're completely happy just being totally local and serving just a few people in your immediate locality, most of us want successful businesses that serve a lot of people. So that means having more, you want to impact people, especially those of us that are service based. I want to help people, so I want to have impact on them. And that means having more reach so I can impact more people. And I can only do that if I put myself in mega visibility mode and shamelessly self-promote so I can reach more people and therefore have more impact upon them. Even like my free stuff, like my blog posts or helpful little tidbits I put out, that's going to have impact on people. It could potentially change their lives. And I can only have that kind of reach and impact if I'm being visible. Okay. It also helps me be of epic service. I'm not content, like I said, just serving a few people in my locality. I want to have global reach. I want to help as many people as I can. I want to be of service. As far as I'm concerned, all of us in business are of service. We all work in the service industry, no matter what you do. Whether you run a coffee shop or you're a life coach, you're in the service industry. So if you want to be the best service provider you can possibly be, then you've got to shamelessly self-promote so you can be of epic service in the world. So how do we actually do this? It's all well and good knowing what to do and why to do it. But how? How do we do shameless self-promotion comfortably? All right, so one of the things I preach is to aim for fame. And I know fame suddenly sounds massively scary when I've just been talking about how we don't like to put ourselves on, out there because we've been told all these horrible messages from a young age. But believe me, it's easier than you think. And these are I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can create fame for yourself. And by fame, I don't mean red carpet Hollywood stuff. I'm talking about you becoming the sought after, known expert in your field. So whatever field you're in, it's about becoming known as the go-to person in that area. So your tribe naturally flocks to you. You build that know, like, and trust. And shamelessly self-promotion becomes a lot easier because you start becoming a household name. So one of my favourite things to do is to give yourself a superhero name. You literally name your talent. So for example, in the business world, because I run a few different ventures because I'm multi-passionate, but as a business mentor, my passion is monetization. I love to monetize people. I'm not really that passionate about the other stuff. Like, I couldn't wax lyrical about the importance of Twitter or list building or stuff like that. What I'm really fascinated by is monetization. I love to help people monetize their passions, skills, and talents. I could do that all day long. My brain never stops monetizing. And so my superhero name is Miss Monetization because it just sums up exactly what I do. And this can help you like rise above other people in your niche and become the sought after go-to sort of guru, as it were, in your niche. And it can be really fun as well. It gets you out of thinking of self-promotion as being a hideous, logical, tedious, male-centric thing. And this is about giving yourself a really fun, cute, but easily understandable superhero name. So, for example, these are some real ones that exist, and there's mine, Miss Monetization. So we've got Denise Duffield Thomas, who deals in money mindset. Her superhero name is the Lucky Bitch. And she plays on the fact that she's quite bossy. And she was terrified of being labelled a bitch. And now she's embraced that term because lucky bitch to her just means, hey, I'm manifesting my dream life. Then we've got Jason Vale, the juice master. He's built up $1 million business as the king of juicing, and he's always labelled himself from the get-go as the juice master. Miss Monetization is me because I love to monetize. We've got Food Babe, who's a really gorgeous woman who's really fascinated by food, science, and also helping people uncover labelling and helping them make better choices with their food. You've probably seen these two TV shows, Super Nanny and The Hotel Inspector. So they are their superhero names. So if Super Nanny was merely called, if she was just known as, I think her real name's Jo. Jo is a parenting coach and nanny of small children who helps with discipline. You see, that you've kind of lost me already. Whereas if you say, hey, I'm Jo, I'm the super nanny, you think, whoa, what now? The super nanny? That sounds awesome. And it instantly makes you think this person must know their shit. Same with the hotel inspector. That sounds formidable, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, the hotel inspector is coming. And the juice master, he's the master of the juice. No, you can't get better. So a superhero name really helps you kind of define your main passion and also speak it out to the world in a way that people can easily grasp in a fun way that doesn't feel like you're being really douchey and salesy. So that's the exercise. So come up with your own superhero name. And number 2 on my aim for fame, shameless self-promotion hit list is focus on one big thing. So as a business, you tend to have more than one product or service. So as a life coach, you might have several packages and things. As a nutritionist, you'll have several different ways people can work with you. You might even have some products to sell. If you have run a cafe, then you'll have tons of different products. Same with a shop. But what you've got to do is focus on the one big one. Choose one of those to make your kind of signature thing. So you can highlight that. It becomes so much easier to promote yourself shamelessly if you kind of focus on selling one thing at a time. So you become known as the person that created blah, blah, blah. And I'll give you some examples in a minute. But you see, I had a nutrition website and I did a lot of different things. But what I became known for was beauty nutrition because that's my passion. So now I just focus on the facelift diet, which is one of my businesses. That's my signature thing, the facelift diet, because it's instantly attracts people. I can say, hi, I'm Star. If I'm at a networking, for example, hey, I'm Star. I'm the creator of the facelift diet. Rather than saying, hey, I'm Star. I'm a nutritionist. Well, a beauty nutritionist. So I help people eat in ways that makes their skin vibrant and youthful and glowing, etc., etc. You see how it's kind of long-winded. Whereas if I say I'm the creator of the facelift diet, people will be like, whoa, that sounds interesting. It's like the superhero name. But creating, a signature product that you're going to focus on more than anything else can really help elevate you. It's easier to promote yourself because you're not scattering your promotional efforts over multiple different services. And it helps you become known as the creator of that thing. So I'll give you some examples. So Denise Duffield Thomas, Lucky Bitch, her signature product is the Money Bootcamp, and people pay a lot of money for that. With me, it's the Facelift Diet. There's a nutritionist in America called Kimberly Snyder. She does a few different things, but what she focuses on the most is the glowing green smoothie. And she talks about it loads. She's got a hashtag for it, and she goes on about it. Yves Saint Laurent sell tons of different stuff, from accessories to perfume and makeup. But what do you hear about most? Touche Eclat, their famous product cosmetic that goes under your eyes to make your eyes look brighter. And everywhere you go, I mean, this product is over 20 years old. And even now, if I walk into anywhere that sells makeup, one of the first posters I see is a poster for Touche Eclat. So Yves Saint Laurent has capitalized on that. Now the thing is, I know what you might be thinking is counterproductive. You're just going to try and sell one thing. But it really isn't. What happens is people become so enamored, they fall in love with your signature product, that they also want to buy your other stuff too. So it actually works far better than trying to promote all your services at the same time. If Yves Saint Laurent constantly went on about all the different stuff they sold, it would just get lost in the kind of random soup of marketing that's out in the world. Whereas if they go on and on about Touche Eclat, and if you buy Touche Eclat and you love it, you're going to think, I wonder what their other stuff is like too, right? So with Apple, by far their biggest selling and most promoted product is the iPhone, which is weird because that's actually in the timeline of Apple, that's actually a new invention. But the iPhone they knew was their signature product, and that still to this day it outsells everything else by miles, and it's one of the most promoted things. Sarah Wilson, the author of I Quit Sugar, she's got multiple products and services now, but she focuses on I Quit Sugar, which is her famous book. So again, she's not just saying, hey, I'm a health coach, or I'm an author who writes about eating healthier and cutting out carbs. No, straight in with a bang, I quit sugar. So it's not just about creating that signature product or choosing it from your list of products you have already, but you also got to give it a cool name as well, like the superhero name for a product. And if anyone's actually interested in taking this further, I actually run a program called Exposure, the Fame Academy, and that's what I do. I actually guide people through. It's a 12-week program to help you become famous in your specific niche. So just dropping that in there. Shamelessly self-promoting, you see? And then this is the next one, number 3. This is about shaking your tassels, not necessarily in the way that I used to, but it's about getting your glitter, getting your shiny, awesome stuff in front of an audience. So here are some ways you can do that. So one of the top ones I like to tell people to use is there are 2 websites, one called Harrow, which stands for Help a Reporter Out, and Source Bottle. And you can sign up for these websites for free, and you get alerts every single day of what stories that different journalists are looking for experts for. So for example, there might be someone saying, I need a nutritionist who knows about chronic fatigue syndrome for a piece. And then you write back and say, I'm a chronic fatigue nutrition specialist. Please, I would love to help you. And then you get your name in loads of different media. So you start building up that know, like, and trust via the media. And you don't even have to do much yourself. You're just going to provide a few sentences, and the journalist is going to link back to you, which is amazing. You literally, if you had to buy that kind of advertising, it would cost you thousands. So sign up, that's totally free, and you can tick little boxes that tells them what kind of alerts to send you. On Source Bottle, you can, tick boxes for what kind of specialisms that you have. So you only get alerts for those specialisms and not anything else. Obviously, you've got the usual kind of blog, vlog, and social media stuff that you should all be doing anyway. The best way to approach anything like that is to just pick the ones that you love doing and don't try and join all of them. You literally cannot do LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Periscope and Blab and Snapchat and Instagram and Pinterest and keep them all going really well. You need to pick the ones that resonate with your business. If your business is quite visual, then by all means use Instagram and Pinterest make sense to you. If your business is more about telling stories, then Facebook really suits that kind of medium. If you're like quite witty and you're just like making quick little quips, then obviously Twitter would be a great medium for you. I'm by no means a social media expert at all. So there might be some of you watching this now that know a lot more than I do, and that's totally cool. You don't need to come and correct me because I know that I'm not an expert in this. For me, I find that a combination of Facebook and Instagram work really well, and occasional YouTubing because I do like to make videos, and I'm just about to learn how to use Pinterest better because I love visual stuff and I love talking. Twitter, I don't get on with, and the same with LinkedIn is too corporate and boring for me. So pick the stuff that resonates and really, use them daily. Okay, shameless self-promotion. Another thing you can do is write a positioning book. Now, I know that sounds kind of big, like a big job, but trust me on this, if you really want to rise up in your niche, getting a book out there is really important. It's the best business card you can ever have for your business. Obviously, that's a bit of a long game, so you don't have to do that right away. Just focus on these top two for now, the Help a Reporter Out of Source Bottle and using your own blog and social media. Obviously, you can turn your signature shizzle, your superhero name, into a signature talk, or your signature product into some kind of signature talk as well, and you can go around talking. A signature talk is really where you make one epic talk and you repeat that talk, you go around and you deliver that talk at various different venues, countries, counties. So it's the same talk, you don't have to write loads of different talks, but it's reinforcing that superhero name and that signature product. You've got guest blogging. Find bloggers in your niche who have got hundreds and thousands of followers and approach them and ask, not just ask them, please don't go to someone and say, please feature me on your blog. You want to give them something of value. Just say, find an area where they've written about a topic that's very close to your expertise and say, oh my goodness, I've just read this amazing post you did. I would love to share more information on that topic to your readers. And then get in there with the guest blogging. You can also approach your local media and radio. These guys are quite small, and it's not like approaching, Vogue magazine or anything like that. But your local media and radio always need local stories and local experts. Always. I mean, God, honestly, these people need you. So don't be afraid to approach them with an interesting slant on your story, or, even to just announce that you've started something new in the city that you live in. You can also obviously write expert pieces for magazines, such as articles and features. If you're a good writer and you've got some really awesome expertise, that is a good way to do it as well. But these are just a few things that I teach on my Exposure Fame Academy program. But the top two are ones that you should really pay attention. These are the ones that anyone can start doing right now to get your fame out there, to get shamelessly self-promoting. And remember to stick to your specialism. I've seen a lot of people go on social media and they just start sharing everything from anywhere. Don't be a bland, mediocre Facebook page that just shares any old shit from all over the country. Be really careful. Curate your posts and content really, really well. So anytime someone comes to your page, they instantly know what it is you do, what your expertise is, and don't deviate. So here's just a few of mine. Like I said, I've got a couple of different businesses. So I've got my business and my Facebook diet stuff as well. So these are, some of the magazines I've written for and some of the actual stuff I've done. I've also built this weird, that thing, the top left. I like to use humour. I like to use humour because I think it stands out. But I was trying to get into TV more. I'm going to try that again because I kind of put that on the back burner for a while. But I wanted to, people always tell me I look a bit like Nigella, and I'm really geeky about food like Heston. So I thought it'd be really funny to write if Heston and Nigella had a love child. It's me, apparently. And this was kind of like a one sheet. A one sheet is kind of like a one-page CV that kind of outlined your amazing specialism, and you send it to people in the radio and TV and that kind of thing. So This was mine. So don't be afraid to use humor and really kind of make it funny. It's very hard to shamelessly self-promote if you take yourself too seriously. This is supposed to be fun, okay? So make it fun. What irreverent and funny things can you bring out about yourself? Because in the media and in the world, we want to see people that really doing their own thing and really enjoying themselves. So there's no good really cracking shameless self-promotion if you're going to hate it and if you're not really come across as authentic and it looks like a chore and it's all really hyperlogical, like you're in a corporate environment. So get out there and have fun with it. Be a sparkly fairy of amazingness. Don't hide your light under a bushel, wave it in the air like a proper lady. And I only got all of these opportunities in magazines. I used to have my own paid column in natural health. I got that opportunity. It wasn't landed, at my lap. I asked them for it. So get asking. You've got to ask. No one's going to knock on your door and be like, hey, we think you're awesome, so we're going to just give you all these opportunities. No, opportunities come to those who ask. The only difference between me and you and how I got relatively famous in my niche, how I got given paid columns in top magazines, how I got given a TV contract and publishing deals. The only difference between me and you is that I asked for them. That's it. I asked and I got. And that's all you have to do. Okay, so if you come to my website, starkashara.com, then you'll find a fame formula that you can download, which details in more detail some of this stuff. And I really hope that you take on board what I've said in this presentation, because stepping up onto your stage, owning your stage, stepping into a spotlight, shamelessly self-promoting and aiming to become well-known in your niche or even famous if you want to be, is a real gift you can give to the world, because not only does it help others see that they could do it too, but it also means that your amazing services and products can reach more people and have more impact, which is what we all want, right? So you can't lose. This is a win-win-win-winfinity for everyone. So I hope to see you soon. I've got a Facebook group as well. I mainly work and help people in the health, wellness, nutrition, and beauty niches. So if that is you, then find my Facebook group, Health Coach Rockstars. You don't have to be an actual health coach to join Health Coach Rockstars. Just go and find my group, and I do a lot of this work in there. So I look forward to seeing you, and I really hope you've enjoyed this. Get out there and shamelessly self-promote.